Hi everyone, welcome to the next video from this page of Christmas cupcakes. They are very tasty, aren't they? Is anyone hungry yet? I'm not actually, I've just had my breakfast. Well, not just, but before I did this one, I had my breakfast. So I'm not hungry. I just made another cup of coffee though, because I think I need another one, but it's cooling next door. So what do we have here? We have some holly. We have a cherry though, and then we have sprinkles. Now, how we're going to make this Christmassy is what I am thinking to myself. I'm looking at my different stripes and cupcake cases and how I've done all the different cakes, and I'm not sure. I'm thinking, let's have a look. Let's colour the cherry and then we'll have a little think. Right, so which colour should we start with? We could do it more of a red compared to a dark purpley red cherry, so it's a bit different to the one we did before. I think I'm going to start with the permanent carmine. We haven't used this colour. I'm trying to use lots of different colours, and it might be a little bit annoying to you if you haven't got the full 120 Polychromos, so I'm sorry about that, but it's quite nice to mix it up a bit and use different colours. I'm going to go over the top of all this marking, and I'll put it back in with white pen after. There's a lot, isn't there? I'm trying to make this central bit a little bit lighter than the outside. So I'm layering it up here and here, look. But I still want a bit darker there. I'm actually going to get a darker red to put around the outside. Yeah, I use the dark red. Just put a bit around here, and especially in there, around the edge there. There we go. I don't think I'm going to put it under there, although there might be some shadow there. I think it's going to look better if I don't. So now the stalk stem. I know people in America get confused when I say stalk. I don't mean S-T-O-R-K, stalk as in the bird. I mean stalk as in S-T-A-L-K, the other word for stem. I know not all of you get confused, but some of you struggle to hear what I say sometimes. Chromium green opaque. Let's make it like a dull green. Why not? Okay, I still haven't made any decisions about any of the rest, so let's do the holly. Now I'm not going to do it like the holly I did before. I didn't like the way I did it before. It didn't end up looking how I wanted it to look, so we're going to do a bit different this time. I'm going to start with the juniper green. That's what I'm sharpening, and what I'm going to do this time is make it dark along the central stem there and around the edge. So I'm putting down a really heavy layer here, not heavy enough to rip through the paper, and then I'm gonna just bring in another lighter layer. Oh, I've got a lot of pencil crumbs. That's quite rare for a Polychromos. I must be pressing way too hard. Shouldn't blow it, use a brush, and then like bring it in gently so we've got a little bit of a shine. Can you see? That's a different way that I do holly. So I think it's better than what I did the other time. But it's nice to play around and experiment a bit. If it doesn't go right, just go with it. Just pretend it was what you always intended. Or, you know, learn and don't do it again. Or try and do it again, but in a more successful way. Right, well, I'm going to put a bit of light green over it, so that those bits that look shiny aren't white. But what colour? I'm going to do the May green, I think. I don't know why. I think it might work. Just lightly, just so it's not white. I mean, it can be white because they are shiny, but I just feel like I want it to be green. There we go. I'm happy with that. Now we have our actual, I was going to say cherries. These aren't cherries, these are holly berries. As well you know, I don't need to tell you. And I'm going to start with a light cadmium red. So this is a much more orangey colour. So it looks different to the cherry, because I don't want them looking the same colour. Now this might be too orange. This will be too orange, but we'll put another colour on top and it'll just make them look so very different, which is what I want. Yeah, I popped downstairs just now, made a coffee. My son was having breakfast. He's in a jolly mood, which is nice, despite the fact that he got off to sleep too late. He said, actually, because I'd left all the lights on when I was downstairs and it was too hot as well, and he was too late going to sleep. But I said, why didn't you just turn the lights out? And he said, I was just too tired, I didn't think of it. And I'm like, yeah, I do that sometimes. Scarlet red, like you're lying in bed going, I can't sleep because I don't know, I need the loo, or I've got a headache, or too hot, too cold, whatever. But your brain doesn't go, right, let's get up and do something about it, like it would in the daytime. If you've got a headache in the daytime, you'd go and take a pill, have a drink of water, or whatever you might do. No, when you're in bed, you just lie there. So it's silly. Or if you're too cold, you don't go and get a pair of socks or another blanket. You just lie there. Whereas in the day, you would go and do something right away. I don't know what it is. Sleeping brain. Maybe it's just us. But I'm sure it's not. Now. This looks a bit squiff. There we go. Now, so we've got a lot of red and green, which we have on quite a few of these. But I don't want to just have red and green on here. So I'm trying to think what we could do to make it look less red and green, but still keep Christmassy. So we tried a purple and pink just for a really different look, and we've got a pink, the sort of Black Forest Gatto-y themed one. We've got the rainbow theme. I'm tempted I'd like to go for another rainbow one, but I think I'm worried it's going to be a bit too samey. I'm just thinking, what would you have at Christmas? So we could do gold and silver sprinkles, and I could actually use the gold and silver pencils, which would be interesting. But what would I do underneath for icing? I'm going to put some silver sprinkles on so this is the silver metallic pencil. So it's a bit different to what we've been doing. So I'm just going to block it right in. This one is quite shiny. It's quite hard to tell if I put it down because it's actually catching the light. And I can't tell if the bit that's catching the light is shining white light or if I've missed a bit. But I'm doing my best. Now, the gold is not such a good colour. So, oh, excuse me, I wake up. So what I'm going to do... Oh, sorry, hiccups. I'm going to put the green gold down first. And then I'm going to put the gold pencil on top. I think if we've got a nice base colour, it tends to be a little bit better. I picked this tip off of someone else, but I wish I could remember who it was, but I can't. So here is our gold. Oh, it's a really long pencil, this one. Now I compare it for you to it just on paper without. It looks like that. I can see how it can shine on there. I don't know, I think it looks better with that underneath, but you don't have to put the green gold underneath. I just think it gives it a bit more warmth. You might prefer to try yellow under there. Just, you know, cadmium yellow, something like that. I decided my icing is going to be a green, sort of vibrant green colour. Trying to decide between the emerald, the pine and the leaf green. What do we use for that first one? Is that the permanent green? I'm just going to look back in my book where I wrote it down. I can't find it. Green, gold, black, light, yellow, ochre, deep red, pale, permanent green, yes. Okay, I'm going to do the emerald green. If it's a bit too icky, then I'll put something on top. So emerald green. Now I've got to work our way around all of these decorations. Now it's quite a different shade of green to ones we've been using, which is why I picked it. I thought it would be a bit more interesting. And yeah, we've got to go carefully. You might need to sharpen it a few times to get around all the little bits and pieces. I mean, an alternative way to do these sprinkles, by the way, is to use a pen. If you've got a gold or a silver pen, I've got plenty of nice gold and silver pens. They would shine more than the pencil, but I'm happy with the pencil, to be honest. It was quite a fun experiment using the gold on top of the green gold anyway. So I'm fine with that. But you might prefer to use a pen. The pen will shine a lot more. I think I know what I'm doing with my case, cupcake case now. Had a think. I suddenly feel cold. What's the matter with me? I think the desk is cooling down and my arms are right across it, and I've got no I've got bare arms because it's warm. But it's supposed to be really quite cool today. And when it was this sort of temperature last week, I was wearing long sleeves. But I've sort of gone into short sleeves now. I don't like wearing short sleeves. I like being cosy. So I prefer to wrap up in layers of clothing, cardigans and long sleeves. But obviously you can't do that when it's boiling hot. I'm just going to go over this a bit more. I want it to be a really solid layer, you know. So I'm going to just go over it again. But so that was part of the reason. I also don't like wearing short sleeves out because of the risk of sunburn. But it's not supposed to be so sunny today. I just bought some new sunblock yesterday. I hate using sunblock. It is so horrible. But what I realised was the stuff I bought was Nivea brand. Now Nivea cream, like the stuff in the blue tin, is really sticky and revolting. And the sun cream I've got, which is Nivea, is really sticky and revolting. And now I'm wondering whether it's just Nivea that's sticky and revolting. So I bought a different brand of cream. I'm going to do my cupcake case in green stripes, but I'm going to use these two shades. So this is the earth green yellowish and the permanent green olive. I know they're not like this, but I thought it might just add a sort of different look to our page. So we're going to give it a go. Sorry, this one is the permanent green olive. So I bought a different brand, I can't remember what it was called, which said it's non-sticky. And I thought, oh, this might be so much better. Because I put on sunblock on Thursday when it was really hot. I had to go out in the afternoon to go to the dentist with my son. And I was so hot and sweaty, it was vile, as it is when it's hot. And the sun cream was melting down my face, and I rubbed it, and then I rubbed my eye, and I got it in my eye, and I was like sitting in the dentist while my son was having his teeth checked. She did a little bit of a descale for him, and I was crying. And as we left the dentist, we were walking up the road. I was just talking to him, and the tear was like running down my face. I was like, oh, for goodness sake. The tear was good, it washed it out. Obviously that's what they're for, but it was not very nice. And the cream I've had for too long, you're supposed to, now I always wonder about this, you're supposed to replace your sunblock after you've had it open for 6 months, they say, but I never know. Is it really that it can go off and isn't so effective? This is earth green yellowish. Or are they just trying to con us and make us throw it away and buy a new one? I don't know. So anyway, I've had that sun cream for about 4 years. And it was really quite thick and lumpy. It was vile. So I thought, right, this is it. I'm going to chuck it away. I've also got some in my handbag, which I need to get rid of. But I'm going to try this other brand and see if it works. So I've got to go out later. But it's cloudy now, so I probably won't put any on. I don't know. But I've got to nip to the shop. It's not open yet because it's Sunday today. Shops don't open that early. Now the cake, is it going to be chocolate cake, this one? Because we've got cherry again. No, it's that green. Ooh. I'm going to try this brown ochre. Just lightly, little circles. The shops, Sunday trading laws are interesting in the UK. I remember when shops didn't open on Sunday, everyone had a proper day off, but then shops wanted to open and slowly the law changed, but shops aren't allowed to open. There were some rules that shops that had below a certain floor plan area could open, and garden centres used to be able to open, which was really weird. But so a corner shop could open because it was small, but a supermarket couldn't. So supermarkets actually, I'm just going to sneeze and oh sorry, I'm just going to keep using that brown ochre to do a little bit of shadow under here. Supermarkets started opening little convenient sized stores so they could open, I think, on a Sunday, but actually they still have those. But then they changed the Sunday trading law, so all shops could open on a Sunday, but only for limited hours. So they usually open from 11 till 5 or 10 till 4, so it's 6 hours, isn't it? But they aren't allowed to open on Easter Sunday. It's against the law, you cannot open on Easter Sunday. I'm just trying to decide. I think I am going to use a bit of dark sepia on the edge of the cupcake case like we did yesterday and the day before. Oh, sorry. So they can't open on Easter Sunday, against the law, if you're, I think the ones below the certain floor plan still manage to somehow get away with it. I don't know whether people just keep quiet or what really. Right, white pen time. On the cherry, I'm going to follow the marks that are there. And so shops now open on a Sunday sometimes. So coming up to Christmas, shops open a lot more on a Sunday because people do a lot more shopping. And but supermarkets now always open on a Sunday. It's very convenient. I had to go and buy some toilet paper. It's really exciting. Husband suddenly had a panic last night. We should have bought some. And so he'd just been in the bathroom, and I went in. I hadn't put the light on because it was the middle of the night, and he used the last bit and then said, we need some. So I went in there and I couldn't find any, and he hadn't got a new one out of the cupboard, and I thought, there's none. What am I going to do? They've got other bathrooms with some in, by the way, but he just didn't get a new one out of the cupboard. I think I want to put some white dots on the gold as well. So that was funny. So I'm going to go out and buy some. It'll get me out for a little walk as well. There we go. There's that one done. We've got just one left, and then our Christmas in July page will be done. But there's that one done for today. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a super duper day, and happy colouring.